group Global Leaks has released what appears to be a plan by the UAE to destroy Qatar's economy and eventually steal the 2022 World Cup. The plan was found in the email account of the UAE ambassador to the United States, Al-Otaiba. Global Leaks handed over the files to the online news outlet, The Intercept. Well, Ben Walsh is a reporter for The Intercept and joins us now live from New York. Could this plan have worked? I'm wondering whether we've seen anything in any recent days before of such a sort of economic warfare. Do you think the scheme could actually have been pulled off?
Well, no, and thank you for having me. I think, we have seen times before where financial speculators have come in and tried to break currency pegs where they have, in fact, broken them, most famously with George Soros and breaking the Bank of London. But I think, or the Bank of England, I think in this case, the scheme is audacious, bordering on absurd, and it would likely not have worked if it had been implemented. And we don't know that it has. We have no evidence that it has been. But I think that it is a significant signal, the fact that this would even be contemplated. It's a signal that the conflict between Qatar and the UAE and Saudi Arabia and its allies is really at the highest levels, and that everyone is considering all options to advance their interests.
Is there likely, do you think, to be any backlash on those who were behind it? I'm not just thinking about the UAE and the ambassador, where obviously the leak came from, but those within the financial sector who are willing to go along with this kind of thing.
Well, I think that from the very beginning of this rift, the various players in the financial industry have been pressured by both sides to pick a side and to either, ally themselves with Qatar or to ally themselves with Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and those allies. And I think that what this does is this confirms, if it was even really needed, which side the financial institution in this story, Banque Havilland, sits on, which is on the side of the UAE and Saudi Arabia. I don't think that would be a surprise. It's known that the Roland family, which controls the bank, is close to senior officials in the UAE. So I think this would confirm what side people assumed that they were on, but I don't think it's surprising that they would fall out on this side, no.
Ben, is there more that Qatar could be doing to protect its currencies in this way? And indeed, I suppose other countries looking on thinking, if this sort of economic warfare was to be put in place, we also need to worry about our own.
Right. Well, Qatar is in a unique situation because of the massive wealth that the country and its citizens hold. And so what they are doing is they've brought some money back on shore to prop up the financial system. They have been spending currency reserves to strengthen the currency. They have been injecting money into the economy. Those are all the things that you need to do to fight back against an economic and financial blockade. What more could they do? They have hundreds of billions of dollars in offshore assets in sovereign wealth fund and other government-controlled funds. They can use those to support their currency directly, and they can also use it to either to liquidate those assets and boost the domestic economy. But really, they're in a fairly a decent position to protect their currency.
Very good to talk to you, Ben Walsh, there from The Interceptor on those leaks.